Similar Podcast.
Yes, sir. It's the Ali Similar Podcast, episode number 10.
Diaz.
We bring to y'all episode number 10. Feel good to be here for 10 episodes straight. Definitely feeling productive with the podcast and happy that you guys are tuning in. Shout out to everybody that watches us. Shout out to everybody that listens to us on all sites and everything. So happy about that to be on episode number 10. Yep. My name is Rello, and to the right of me I have
DJ Hypa. What's good?
DJ Dane-Ja, I'm in the building.
What's good? It's Darren.
It's Joan.
EAZ.
Yes, sir, fellas. How we feeling? How we feeling about episode number 10, man? It's an accomplishment, man. How we
feeling
about that?
Goals getting set.
I can't, like I was saying, I was telling them, like, I think it was a week or two ago, I can't wait till we on episode 144 or episode 98 or some shit like that. We're going to be here.
Like the 100th episode. That's
something like that.
Yeah, we got to do something major for that, though. You heard?
Oh, that's definitely going to come.
Major.
That's definitely going to come.
Episode number 10 is definitely a big deal, though, man. Feel good to be here for 10 episodes straight. Here with the fellas in here, what we doing what we always do. But I definitely want to go straight into things this episode. Kind of doing things a little bit different. We're gonna give y'all a little bit of perspective about a little bit more about life situations, stuff that we've gone through, stuff that we recognize and stuff like that. So not too much with the trending topics this week. Episode number 10, so giving a little different spin on things. So fellas, I definitely want to talk about a few things. Being at the ages that we at right now, I know music is a big thing for us. We have a chat that we always throw music in, up and coming music, or different kind of music that we listen to at that point in time. What ages were you guys at when you felt like you were really introduced to music and you fell in love with music? We could start with Hypa, because I know you being a DJ, so you should definitely remember that time when you really fell in love with music.
I think I might have to go back, piggyback off last week when we started, when me and Dane-Ja started in automotive. We actually started dancing before we started becoming DJs.
Leave y'all jokes alone, bitches. Leave the jokes alone.
Yeah, like the pop and lock. We was on that wave.
All right, flex to be exact.
Yeah,
everybody
flex.
know. Everybody know.
Yeah. So we was on that wave. So, I would say maybe at the age of about 14, going on 15.
Third Bronx thing.
I would say about 13. I'd say about 14 going to 15. Then I had my uncle that used to live with us. Started playing, like Bob Marley, Beres Hammond, Sanchez. My pop started listening to these kind of music, so I was always in the house, listening to these music. So I kind of grew up.
There's reggae music?
Reggae music, yeah.
What about like compa and all that stuff?
They play it too. They play it too, but I think for me, because I favored conscious reggae so much, so I always kind of gave it more attention. Like I listen to compa, but I feel like conscious reggae was kind of like something that I always wanted to kind of like really like listen to or whatever. Yeah. And then I would say hip hop. I would say probably when Jay-Z started like really popping, because I started liking Jay-Z, Biggie. Yeah. Biggie started it for me, and then from there, just took it from there. But I would say, to answer your question about the age of 14 going on 15.
Okay. Definitely reasonable. Dane-Ja, what about you?
I've been a music lover since I feel like I came out the womb. I'm not even going to hold you. Grew up in Flatbush. Anybody know where Flatbush is? It's predominantly...
Trannyville.
You old, you wildin' now.
Bugging.
You get snuff for that.
You wildin'.
Anyways, Flatbush is straight Caribbeans.
Snuff. When the last time you heard snuff?
Let it pass.
Show you his age.
Please don't do that again, though.
Please don't do that again.
Both of y'all are jerks right now.
Predominantly West Indians,
Yeah,
Haitians, Trinidadians, Jamaicans. So most of the music I listened to was reggae. But for some reason at that time, I listened to hip hop. I listened to hip hop evenly the way I listened to reggae. I can't even say I started liking and fell in love with music when I was in high school. I was definitely in elementary school loving every name the artists from reggae. I actually liked every genre at the time. And my sister, she used to listen to a lot of pop music, so I'm familiar with that also. So I used to listen to reggae, dancehall, hip hop, soca, basically every genre at the age of 5, 6, 7, whatever the case is.
Way back.
Yeah, like from since that long. I fell in love with the DJing thing when I was in high school. So you leave the jokes alone, bitch. Anyways, when I was in high school, I felt
ain't nothing wrong with you dancing, bro.
I felt that. Thank you for reminding me about that. We were actually dancers before we were a DJ. I feel like every DJ that we know out there now were dancers at one point, and they're like, you know what, we getting too old for this shit. My bones is like not working the way it used to, so we're gonna just have to just, stick to the music thing. But I could say around I started doing the whole DJing thing like around 16 years old, 17.
And for the record, Dane-Ja taught me how to DJ.
I meant to always ask you that. Yo, Dane-Ja, you remember the first time you actually touched the turntable?
Turntables?
Yeah.
Real DJ shit. But you know, so funny though, is like I started DJing in the whole transition of vinyl to CDs, like that in between transition from converting vinyl to CD. That's when I actually started DJing. I say that to say I didn't start turntables first. I started, them little dual shits where you put your finger in, and that's how you used to scratch it. Squish. Yeah, I started with that at first, but I used to do the whole push button thing. So I taught myself that first, and then just the fact that I appreciated the craft, I took it upon myself to learn how to DJ on wax, on turntables.
Oh, so nobody taught you how to play on vinyls?
Nobody taught me how to do anything.
That's what's up.
As far as DJ wise, everything was self-taught.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What about you?
I started off the dual shits he was talking about, but I always got to bring up that story because I remember a mutual friend of ours. I actually introduced him to Dane-Ja, and then I actually took him to Dane-Ja crib, and then he saw Dane-Ja's equipment.
Is that a mutual friend?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, niggas got time in their eye. I bet. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So let's fast forward. So I took him to Dane-Ja crib, and since he knew me and Dane-Ja, like, we was always into the dancing thing, so he was like, he asked Dane-Ja, yo, you DJ? So Dane-Ja's like, yeah. And then he turned around and say to me, yo, why don't you let this nigga teach you? Like, yo, this you could be good at this too. And then once I decided to get focused on it, I still remember the 3 words that he always told me. He's like, trust your judgment. I still remember this story till this day. I took it upon myself. He just showed me exactly how to work the buttons, and he's like, everything else you got to do on your own. And then within maybe 3 months, I just started learning how to mix rhythms. And then, because again, it goes back to I like the reggae so much, so I was like, let me learn how to mix reggae first, and then I'll jump into the other genres. So, and then from there, just started working, practicing. And I moved to Queens, and then I decided to buy my own shit. And then from there, took off.
And you've been doing it since, and you're making money from it. So it's safe to say that you have good judgment.
Appreciate that, brother.
Word.
Appreciate it.
Lit.
Quicks.
Fire.
For me, I would say like 4 or 5. I was born in Brooklyn, but I came to Queens when I was like 4 or 5. So around that time, it was only like dance hall for me. My mom's British, so they listen to like this type of music called Love Is Rock. So it's West Indian music, but it's on like an R&B type of vibe. So I grew up on that at first, and then I was like, let me this music too old for me after a while. So I started venturing out, listening to stuff like Buju Banton, Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Capleton, all them other dudes. Like, and I was just on it. Like, I remember I even got there's a video of me when I was a kid on one of my mom's friends. She posted it on Facebook. Like, I'm dancing. Like, like my aunt used to take me to a lot of like Brooklyn parties.
You did the Bruck up?
Nah, none of that. It was like I would watch the older Jamaicans do their dances, like the
heel and toe and shit.
You talk about the grandpa dance with the 2 steps.
Oh,
exactly.
the Heineken bottle.
Yeah, exactly. So and I used to copy that shit, all that stuff. I was just super into it. I used to be as a kid. You know how you got a son, but he probably not dancing yet. But you got a daughter. You know how you bring your daughter to a party, and your daughter just dancing, or anybody's kid is just dancing, be like, yo, where they learn that from? I was that kid, like just dancing all the time.
That's what's up.
So I grew up on that West Indian vibe. When I got introduced to hip hop, I think I was probably in junior high school, and it was just everybody was on.
You sure you? Because a lot of kids who listen to hip hop late, subconsciously to you, but maybe your parents or your moms, whatever the case, they kept the hip hop away from you because of the curses and the vulgar.
Nah, my mom's the only hip hop I was really on was like Heavy D, like hip hop where they had Jamaican people like involved with it. Like that's the only type of hip hop they listen to.
Supercat. I was just about to say Supercat.
And like that, and like just like anybody, I think Biggie.
Patra.
Yeah, we old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we old time.
Just like anybody that's like back then, it was like Biggie really. And like I was introduced into hip hop with Biggie, and then on top of it, it was like the whole Bad Boy era. Then Mace got popular, and then I was already in junior high school.
Yep.
And then you want to be a player or whatever. And Mace was that guy. Like, oh yeah, he's I want to be him. Like, and it was just it was just the '90s hip hop that really was like, yo, I like this vibe. And even though they took a lot of stuff from old school, they just made it fire to me.
Yeah.
So that I got introduced from
Forever 90s, boy. Forever 90s.
Definitely. June.
Rello, talk to us, Rello. We don't skip no.
I go last. June, guys, go do your thing.
Let me see. I'll keep it real. Like, well, growing up from my heritage or whatever, both my parents was Haitian. So, regular Haitian shit, but the shit didn't really get to me. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like understanding and embracing that Haitian music shit. Like, that came
the
like
correct term is compa, sir. Let the people know it's compa.
You know what I mean?
Nah, you calling it Haitian shit, bro.
Well, I'm Haitian, so I mean, I have the right to call it Haitian shit.
You can call it whatever you feel like.
In fact.
Okay.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but like I never really started embracing it until I got older, because I felt like when I was younger, I always felt like it was like the same song could go on for like 20 minutes.
Same tempo.
Yeah,
same
like,
tempo.
And I felt like every song sounded the same, so it never really hit me.
Yeah.
But I other than like Haitian music, like I'll say shit that when I first started, probably my uncle really put me on to music like Marvin Gaye, Aaron Neville, Kenny G, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like soulful type shit, but like kind of popish, but like I'll say soul jazz type stuff. That's what you consider Kenny G, right? Kenny G, Aaron Neville,
Billy Ocean,
Billy Ocean, even Michael Bolton. That's like
Michael Bolton,
field.
yeah.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
None of them old hits.
Classic. That's that 98.7 Kiss FM type of music.
Like, them joints.
My type of shit don't even exist no more.
Yeah, word.
What don't exist?
Kiss FM.
Kiss FM.
Nah.
Oh, I'm out there.
Shit's
WBLS
98.7
is still there,
ESPN
though.
now, nigga.
Yeah.
What?
98.7 is
That's
ESPN now.
Yeah, he right.
Oh, shit.
But what else? I got introduced. I still remember till this day. I remember I got really introduced to rap. Will Be Ready to Die. I went to like one of my best friends. One of my best friends at the time when I was little. His older brother used to love Biggie, and he used to play that shit every day to a point where as a kid, you remember certain things.
Yeah.
Like certain things stick to your head more than others. So I remember Biggie stuff. I remembered off the bat. But when I really started embracing rap, I say DMX maybe. DMX Darkest Hell is Hot.
97, 98.
97, 98. Yeah, how old was I? Probably I was probably like
I'm about to say
like
about
10
to
years old.
Okay.
Well, I mean, nigga.
Yeah,
it is. Like, I'll be like 10 years old.
Yeah, I'm 4 years
What's
old.
the first albums? After
Well,
this?
I mean, like when I say really listen to rap, but I was just listening to like the regular stuff on radio, like
Yeah, but you saying the
but
love
like
that
when
you
I started
had.
embracing
Yeah,
rap,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, I'll say DMX around that time. Pretty much that. I'll say. What are you looking at me like that for, nigga?
I'm not looking at you, though.
This nigga looking at me. Fuck. Nah, but I'll say that's when I started really embracing rap. But other than that, I still this day I don't think I've ever stopped like really like loving like hip hop.
That's what's up.
What about you?
Yeah, I got embraced into the music like lifestyle, I guess, real young. I would say probably like 4, because unlike y'all, like there's a lot of like Caribbean, West Indian here. In the African American, like regular, like born in American Southern style life, like hip hop was like our news. So like the rappers would tell our story when we couldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I can
So
see
hip hop was the.
I mean, you can't
the
apply
focal
that to
point.
New York also.
What are you talking about?
You said
He's just relating to his own story, where it's just like for him, it was for us. It
everything that they were rapping about is exactly what you were living, right? That's what is that what you're saying? Or
No, I'm saying like all the stuff that we would witness in our community. The rappers was the news reporters. They would tell the world what we're going through. So like we looked at them more as like activists instead of rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you talking about like that's the
So-
Public Enemy era,
Public Enemy. You got
even
fucking-
Grandmaster, but that's way before us.
yeah, but
Grandmaster
these
Flash,
are
the
like
message.
even like freaking what's
Like
it called?
Rakims, the
Rakim,
yeah.
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Eric B.
Wu-Tang.
NWA, all that.
All of them. So anybody that was like pro-black, that's really what was going on in my house because
Yeah.
I come from,
Yeah,
my parents was Panthers. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? They
That's
was
what's up.
involved with all of that. So
they were actually Panthers.
my father was, yeah.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I didn't
so,
know that.
yeah, breaking news, everybody. But yeah, so I kind of. You saw the movie yet, bro?
Yeah, he finally see.
All right,
On
bet.
bootleg.
We ain't got to talk about how I see it.
Point is, he saw
You
it.
saw it. That's all that matters.
No, it doesn't matter. You gotta support each other.
And there was also a lot of oldies but goodies like Al Green, James Brown.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? Jackson 5, of course.
Of course.
No addition.
You know what I mean? New Edition, but they was considered more like
R&B.
they was considered more like the new age.
Yeah,
To
you're
my,
right.
my parents. I listened to everything they listened to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then like 92, 93, that's when I really got into the hip hop era, and I gravitated more towards NWA because they had the
Yeah.
attitude of Detroit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy motherfucker.
That's where I was living at. You know what I'm saying? It was aggressive.
Fuck the
or whatever.
police.
Like at that time, you think you grasped
Nah, I
grasped
didn't.
everything they said, or
I
you
didn't
just
at all.
remember certain things?
Nah, I just remember that because that was played the most in my house.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Same
I was
thing, yeah, same
7-year
thing with me.
gap between me and my older brothers.
Yeah, nah, I hear you. Definitely
so,
understand
yeah,
what
they
you
was
mean.
listening to that shit like at 12
Yeah. Mhm.
early. You know what I mean? So
That's what's up.
Man, that's it. That's what it is. That's our perspective on the music.
What
thing.
about
What's
you,
your
nigga?
perspective, bro? Jesus Christ.
This nigga out
Nigga,
here.
you tried,
You always want to you want to
Nigga
skip
out
yourself
here.
and
tried
then do
the
nothing.
smoothest way out of there, boy. Nah, you wildin'.
He said, all right. Like he got caught.
No. Definitely. I mean, I got it from my mom's. My mom's was definitely a music head. She was one of those kind of women that would just turn off the TV and just play music all day, clean up, and just keep
Yeah.
playing music,
She was
playing
listening
music,
to
and
R&B?
playing music, R&B,
I figured.
reggae, hip hop. But that's how I grew up on music. My mom introduced me to music. She introduced me to dance.
What's the type of music like? What was her favorite like artist at that time? Was it like Aretha Franklin's? Was it Whitney Houston?
It was really R&B and reggae. That was the two things that she always played. She didn't play too much rap, but it was definitely R&B and
mom's
reggae.
too.
But, like, what's the type of artist she listened to?
It was like R. Kelly, Barris Hammond, Dennis Brown. You know what I'm saying? All the real Mariah Carey.
So that's like early '90s now.
I was about to say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That-
I
I'm,
was-
I'm talking about like her, like 20 something, 30
mean?
something. Like what she was listening to at that time. Because I feel like that's like still kind of our era.
My mom's just listening to like Maxi Priest and
Yeah, a lot of the reggae dudes in the older, the Aretha
Garnet
Franklin,
Silk,
she was on that. The Janet Jackson, she was on that. But anybody that was really doing like R&B and reggae at that time, she was definitely on that kind of wave, and that's what kind of introduced me to dancing, and that's how I started to dance and all those kind of things. I didn't really, honestly, I didn't really get introduced to rap until later on, until my father was more into my life, and that's when I kind of got introduced to rap. So that's when I, started to listen to rap a little bit more, but in the earlier stages, it was definitely just R&B and reggae for me.
You remember your first rap records that you could remember that you
I was about to say, what's the for the whole table? What's the first album everybody listened to as far as rap?
like understood or just like heard first?
I don't think niggas remember.
I
what,
I remember.
Nah, I do. I
you
definitely
remember,
remember.
you
I
remember your
remember-
first album that you listened to?
I
Hip-hop?
remember.
I remember. Mine was DMX's Dark and Hell is Hot.
That's your first
that I understood completely
Okay,
from
that's
the
different.
beginning to the very end.
Okay.
Yeah, I understood Damien.
Yeah, I understood.
Yeah,
all
that was actually.
But
my,
I'll say the first I can remember probably is Fuji's. Fuji.
Oh yeah.
Refugee camp?
Word.
Was it?
Food, the score.
The score.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that
score. The
was
score.
Yeah.
Mine was definitely Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Bone Thugs.
You a Midwest nigga, so obviously. What about you, bro?
My father bought, and the cover looked crazy, and I was entertained by the cover. It was a Snoop Dogg. I think the name
Doggy
of the
Style.
album was
Yeah,
Doggy
Doggy
Style.
Style.
Yeah, it had the cartoon
classic.
and
Niggas
all
bring
that
it
shit
back.
on it. Like he would play it, and he's oh no, I can't play this
The
song.
little dog on the roof
Yeah.
reaching for
Yeah.
the girl
And
ass.
he skip it, but that was the first album. Even though I wasn't feeling the album at all at that time, but that was the first album.
I'll
that
keep
I
it
That's a
real with
great
you.
album, bro.
I didn't know what the fuck gin and juice was at that time. I
Me
thought
too.
it was juice.
Yeah. Nobody. I don't think no young person knew what that was until
Nah,
they.
I assumed it was liquor and juice.
Oh, I didn't know.
You
I
know,
ain't gonna
you
hold
know
I
which
had
one
no
of the
idea.
album covers I
Guyanese. He was drinking from
Yes,
the womb.
yes, that's why I know.
My first, I
Go ahead,
think,
go
was
ahead.
like, it's weird. Noriega, like.
Oh no,
Yeah, that album. Oh my god, that was like
Was
the.
that Super Thug?
Yeah, that.
What year is that?
Noriega.
He
That's like a
has-
'98 album.
That's-
that's like
97,
heading
98.
into the 2000s.
He got
though.
a couple more albums before that album though.
I Capone and Noriega, I wasn't on that. I
CNN.
I didn't care about that wave. But once Nori went by himself and all that, what? Because that's like my initial high school, like junior high school. Like I was in junior high school at the time, so I'm just that's one of the albums. R&B wise, I think my first album I ever listened to was Drew Hill.
True.
Mine was
wow.
Mary J. Blige.
That's a fact.
T-
What's
T-
the 411?
The My Life album.
Oh, it's not.
I
It's not
wasn't
what's the
on R.
411?
Kelly. I ain't hear
Yeah.
no R, no 12 play, nothing.
No,
I
I heard
yeah.
that.
I'm not gonna hold you up. I wasn't.
411 was 93, 92 though.
Yeah, the 92.
Yeah, I
No,
didn't.
the R.
I had to go
The
back for that. For those albums, you have to go back,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was just. I was
My
just,
mom's
I
wasn't
was just
playing
listening
no
to
R.
the
Kelly.
times at that time.
That
At that
nigga was
time, I
too
was just
raw.
like, what's popular right now? Drew Hill was like my favorite album at the time. Like Enter the Drew. That shit
I'm a
was
little
fire album.
different. You know what my favorite R&B album at the time was, and still to this day I still listen to?
What?
Crazy, Sexy, Cool.
TLC.
TLC.
Nah.
TLC.
I never really
Bugging.
fuck
That's
with
not
them at
even
all.
really R&B to me, honestly.
Word?
It's like pop.
pop.
That,
pop.
That's what I should have said. Their first album was ringing off, bro, in Detroit. Like that.
Who?
What about?
See,
That song's fire.
See, that's
That
that's
shit
their
was
early
popping,
stage.
bro.
TLC, I mean, Crazy, Sexy, Cool. I feel like
Was
that
when they got
that-
so
they-
popular,
yes,
like
yes.
10 times
That
platinum.
got
type of
creep on it and all that. So, you
So
know,
what about
Red Light Special and all that.
What about Aaliyah? Age ain't nothing but a number.
AJ
never,
I was
Never-
late getting on.
I was late.
Aaliyah.
I was late on
Late,
Aaliyah,
okay,
too.
okay.
And she
okay.
from Detroit too, bro. And she moved to
Alright.
Brooklyn.
Is she?
Definitely didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that either.
My most favorite R&B album was Carl Thomas Emotional.
Favorite?
Yeah,
But that's like 2000s though.
That makes sense.
No, he said favorite though.
Man, that's my most
Really?
favorite.
Oh, I didn't know you was
I was
actually
a-
favorite. I
Wow.
thought you was saying the first.
No, I said
that's
first.
my
I said
favorite.
first.
Your
But
favorite?
I was around him when he was in love with this.
Oh shit, that's
I love you
Emotion.
Yo, this nigga, bro.
Emotion.
Nigga Drew is stupid.
That's the name of the song, Emotional. I'm just saying. It was emotional. Ain't that the song? Nah?
That song-
All right.
Junior's like, now that explains it.
Nah, that
Ding.
album,
Nah,
that album was fire.
because Rel used to play that around his girls, all that.
What about what's his name? Donnell Jones shit was lit.
Nah, his
at
joint
that
was
time.
fire.
Yo,
No.
John B used to be popping back in the
Yes,
day.
he was.
That nigga
Yes,
had
he
two
was.
records, B.
Nah.
And that was
That
the
nigga had two records, but it just was fire. Angel and the other shit.
Carl Thomas was a fire ass album to me. Emotional. What else was a fire album to me?
Y'all ain't like
R.
Cisco
Kelly.
album?
Nah,
Yes, I
listened
did.
to all
Enter the
of
Dragon
Into
was
the
fire.
Dragon was fire.
Fire.
That's
Yeah.
one of those
I
records.
like-
I'm not even gonna
fucks
hold
with
you. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Cisco's
Those one of those
album, bro.
albums like Cisco's Unleash the Dragon. It's like, yo, I feel bad. Like I don't know how I like it.
I think people
It's
forget
just
he
really
was
that
on top
good,
of the
but-
You
world
feel
at one
bad.
point.
Yeah, you know those albums that you like. You have
went
no
so-
reason
that's
to
what
like
I'm saying.
the
You're not
commercial.
supposed to like it.
Yeah, you like, yo, son. I have no reasons to be liking this shit.
No, you know what it is?
But
He
that
went
shit
so
is
commercial,
hard.
it caught everybody.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like from every single record.
Bro, he was the first
Fire.
Kanye, my nigga. He did shit that was like, what?
Okay.
Nah, you know what I
Kanye.
think?
Yo,
Because
yo.
he came right after the shiny suit.
I'm
era,
talking
so-
about in a way like he's just extreme, my nigga. Like he did shit and didn't care what nobody thought.
Oh yeah, with the
You know what I'm
platinum
saying?
hair and all that type of shit.
Like he really
still
was
got that.
out there.
Oh man, you gotta get that to Mike Jack, man. Mike Jack started all of that, man. The
bleaching
whole
his face
breaking,
is white.
Nah, just
Breaking
breaking
barriers.
rules, breaking barriers, man. Like some of the videos he did and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it's just.
I mean,
He broke tremendous barriers.
I was just
man.
more saying like he was just extreme. Like Michael Jackson wasn't extreme. Like he wasn't like not
he changed
safe.
himself from
You know
black
what I'm
to
saying?
white, bro. How much more extreme?
Nah, that was
Nah,
a disease.
Yeah, that wasn't on
disease,
purpose, bro.
That wasn't a
I did, but
disease.
he
That
kept
was
Yes,
a
it was.
disease, bro.
He burnt
He got
himself.
burnt. Yeah.
He burnt himself, and then he probably didn't like his skin complexion after that, and then went.
He had
went straight white.
vitiligo.
He committed to that vitiligo. He was white, bro.
This nigga stupid.
Full blown.
Nah, and then,
R.I.P. to Michael Jackson.
Nah, I love Mike, bro. That Mike is the reason why I dance. So I always got love for Mike. It's a physic.
Nah, we just had to throw that disclaimer in there because you know.
Yeah, it sounded like niggas was cooking.
Yeah.
Nah, I cook Mike.
Cooking
Mike know. Mike know I got love for him. Everybody get cooked. Ain't nobody safe.
Cooking
But
with
definitely want to
grease.
keep moving on.
Fact.
I want to move on to a little bit of movies, man. What movies was detrimental to you guys? What movies were kind of profound or made you guys fall in love with movies? Because I know I'm a huge movie head, but
I'm definitely
what movies were definitely like growing up? What movies
go
were
ahead,
did
Dane-Ja.
it for y'all?
Started up.
All the hood movies I could have relate to 90% at the time too, and I just feel like
I never seen High
I
Alert.
feel like they were
What?
yeah.
So what? No, as a matter of fact, I think
Crazy.
I might have seen
Tyra
that.
Banks, Omar
It's
Epps.
Day-
New Jersey
Dane-Ja?
Drive or whatever that.
Yeah,
I never
that's
seen that.
What?
That's a fire movie.
Nah, it's a couple
That's a
movies.
fire
I ain't
movie.
seen.
Yo,
I feel like
I
Higher
ain't gonna put
Learning
it-
and New
I
Jersey Drive is the
ain't
only
gonna
two
put it on the
movies.
air.
I might have seen Higher Learning because I think I'm gonna remember certain parts. But I know I never seen New
Ice
Jersey.
Cube
Nah,
and
but y'all
Busta
said-
Rhymes is in
But
that,
y'all say
bro.
I never seen First Time Felon either.
I never saw that.
I
I'm gonna
Nah, I
never
never
see
saw
that.
that.
What that is.
I don't. That to me, I've never heard that movie to even be a classic. or
That's
nothing.
crazy. Tretch is in it. Omar Epps.
That's exactly why I didn't.
Salt and Pepper?
It sounds familiar.
Well, not Salt and
Sound
Pepper,
familiar.
but Pepper from Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, she was
That
dating
sounds too hood for me.
Tretch. That's probably why she was in it.
Probably, but
That's
You
who
got
she
a favorite
chose
movie?
over Will Smith.
Danger Finish, my fault.
No. I mean,
Right.
those are basically the movies that I liked a lot. Aside from that, I like the whole the Titanics. I ain't gonna front. You know was
He
a
said Titanic.
That shit
Whoa.
came. He went from a hood to like
Yeah.
whiter than white, nigga. What the fuck?
no.
Nigga said
That
juice,
was
Menace
left.
to Society,
I did
and
that.
Titanic. What?
I did that just to let y'all know that I don't only look at hood movies too.
Shit, you
know, I
could have
listen
fooled me because that didn't seem like it was playing.
That was so far.
That was
nigga.
not playing.
It wasn't planned, bro. It was. I'm trying to include that I look at other movies
they're right.
besides hood movies, and I was going that lane until you freaking make me lose my thought. But I like Titanic and another movie. I didn't want to sound.
You like Titanic
Yo,
and
bro.
what?
I didn't want to sound as racist as the way you sound, but other white movies that I liked also I
It's a
favorite
white
a lot.
movie. That's not
Right.
racist, niggas. That's a white movie.
That's just,
There's
it's
not one
stereotype.
black person in the movie.
It's
Literally.
Predominantly white.
That is a white movie.
Is that make it a white movie?
It is what it is.
Call it what, yeah, it is what it is. But another
We didn't even take
another
tickets at the
movie
movie.
that I liked a lot. What's that? I know y'all know it, man. Oh my
What's
God,
the
son.
actors?
Oh my God, it's gonna come to me. It's gonna come. Pause.
Nigga wants to know the movie without saying nothing.
That movie, man. The high school kids, and they was all trying to get laid. Y'all
Kids.
know it.
Kids.
No.
Not kids.
American
Kids
Pie?
was
Yes,
great.
American Pie. That
Oh.
movie was fucking funny, son. I love that movie. But only the first one.
You know
the
that-
other one's
First-
alright too, but American Pie, that movie was freaking funny and still funny.
I
to me.
ain't- That's
you
one of the
you didn't
few-
like it?
Nah, that missed me. Same. Another thing that people find crazy.
I actually
thing,
saw that in the movie
like,
theaters also.
everybody looks at me crazy every time I say I don't really like that movie with Scarface.
You don't like Scarface?
I never watched it.
How about
That's even worse than
I
me,
saw
bro.
that movie late.
I
Like,
didn't
I
care
saw that
for
movie
it.
like probably like
Yeah.
10 years ago for the first
It
time.
wasn't.
I see
It
what that
wasn't.
movie like.
I feel like for
Not even
80
10
for
years
80s
ago,
drug
like
dealers that
6
was the
Nah,
movie.
Nah,
But for me
people-
it
for
wasn't.
80s, it was
It
New
wasn't
Jack City.
as no.
New Jack City was real good.
It wasn't as it didn't hit as much
Talking
as
about mafia
Scarface.
style. That's a different. You talking
Like
about
Godfather, they put Godfather
I'm
with
talking about
Scarface
for
and stuff.
like our community, like New Jack City. Like black
No, but
people
Scarface
like
is like
Scarface,
more on the
but-
mafia side, like
Yeah.
the Italians and that kind of side. Like
Oh.
it's not
Spanish
really
too.
like. Yeah,
I like
A lot of
I
niggas
think it
looked
was, I
up
think
to
it was a
Nino
good
Brown
movie. I
and
think it was
Yeah,
a good
nah,
movie.
I hear you.
Yo, for
I
me,
think Scarface was a good movie.
for me,
Nah, I ain't like
anything
it.
Al Pacino touches.
yeah. For me, it was definitely like New Jack City, Juice. I'm like Dane-Ja. I really like. If I really
Crucify
flopped
me
straight
all
to
you
it.
want, but I never saw New Jack City, son. I never saw it, bro.
So I
You
know
gotta
y'all
watch
y'all
it.
probably didn't watch
You
Sugar
have
Hill.
to watch that.
Sugar
I
Hill's
seen
fire.
Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill's fire.
That's with Wesley, right?
Yeah.
It's for me. I'm like Danger. Like I said, I flock mostly to the black movies. So it was a lot of hood movies.
Black niggas.
Yeah, it's life.
Grew up my bad, white man. This
Facts.
nigga said black niggas.
So
All lives matter.
yeah, we
now-
believe you.
now I understand how you lose your train of thought because I'll be forgetting the
Still
fucking
nigga. Story of OJ.
what
Go
the
ahead.
hell I was saying. What was I saying?
You were saying you
I flocked to black movies. So
Yeah.
if it was a black funny movie like Nutty Professor, Coming to America,
I think Nutty Professor was trash, bro. I ain't
nah,
gonna
the
hold you,
first
bro.
one I like that.
First
shit.
one's good.
Not funny to me at
The
all.
first
son.
one, I
First
like
one was
that.
And I love Eddie Murphy, son.
I loved all them like all them. I was real into all the South Central, not really South Central,
yeah,
but the
South
other
Central
shit.
Central
too
was
fire.
great.
Fire.
That was a
I liked
fire
it, but
movie.
I liked it,
Deuces.
but Deuces was cool too. I like that. But what's the other joints?
What's Deuces?
Similar to South
I'm only
Central.
saying Deuces
The
because
talking
shit-
about Fresh,
they were saying that.
I like Fresh, but I'm talking about the shit with Cuba Gooding,
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
All those type of movies, I was fucking with those a lot.
Belly wasn't a classic to you?
Oh
Hell
yeah.
no.
But that
Belly wasn't.
Nah, you lying. You lying. You lying.
I had to talk with
My
Classic though.
I had to
I
talk
wouldn't
with
say
Junior about
classic,
this before.
But I liked it a
I
lot.
felt like Belly
That is not
was
a classic.
it got drawn out to the point it got boring after a while.
That
Yeah,
is not a
I agree.
classic.
It got drawn out to it got
I
boring.
wouldn't use the
not
word
a
classic.
It was
but
it was really good
I
though.
like
that
that
ain't
movie.
a hood classic, bro.
So
It is.
Like-
Not?
It's not a hood.
Paid in Full is a hood classic.
Paid in
Yes,
Full.
Paid in Full's a hood classic.
Belly? No.
Let me.
I
let
saw
me-
I
let
saw
me
paid I
interject.
saw Paid in Full late also. I saw that a couple years
It's
ago.
a
Coming
fire.
to America is a classic. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
Yo, it's so funny.
That's
No
the-
matter
that's the
where
classic
I'm
of
at,
all
no matter
classics.
where I'm at, son. If it's on, I gotta
You're
watch
gonna
it.
laugh,
watch
and you're
that.
gonna
That
laugh
shit's
the same
fucking
way.
funny.
What?
And
Coming
it's
to America?
endless.
Coming to
It's
America.
endless.
Facts.
There's not 10 minutes in that movie where you're not laughing.
Yeah.
I don't care who
So
you
that's
are.
a classic.
That
Yes,
is
that's
definitely
not
a
even a
classic.
question.
What
And
about
then the people in the movie, like Harlem Nights? Look at all the
Harlem
stars,
Nights, yeah,
bro.
it's fucking.
So
Like,
it's
Sometimes it could be mad stars.
I want to see where your mindset is
Yeah.
at.
Harlem
That
Nights
make the
was
That's
good.
true.
But
You
I
know.
didn't think
not
it
when
was
it
great,
come to
but Harlem Nights was
African
good.
American like comics in the 90s and 80s when they did movies together, it was a classic, bro. And then even in the 90s with Life with Eddie Murphy and
That shit
Martin,
was trash to me.
I ain't really like it
Life
that much.
wasn't trash,
It was
but
good, but
it wasn't
It
no.
wasn't on my list nowhere.
It wasn't no Harlem Nights or.
I wasn't saying
or-
like I'm just saying like when
or
they
Coming
come
to
together
America.
though, it's a
It's a good movie,
moment.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It ain't no flops. Like that movie did good.
What about Dead Presidents? Even though it's more.
Fire.
known?
that's a fire movie.
That's a classic.
Fire.
That's a
classic.
Yeah, top
That's
five.
definitely a classic.
No question,
bro.
top five. That's a
Definitely.
classic.
I think Juice is up there too.
Juice
Definitely,
is
that's- yeah.
definitely up
Yo,
there.
I really feel that Tupac could have been a better actor than he was a rapper to me.
He was on the verge of doing it.
No, that's a
That's
debate.
hard to
That's
say.
that's
That's
a
a-
debate.
No,
that's a
I think
great
he could have
debate.
been a
That's-
better
That's a
actor
great
than a
debate.
rapper.
That's a great debate.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
not
look at the-
far-fetched. That's
look at
not
the range-
far-fetched at
Look
all.
at the range of roles he took.
Poetic
Like,
Justice. and
Poetic
shit.
Justice.
That was a
a
classic
single
movie, too.
dad, you know
And
what I'm
Janet
saying?
Jackson was so
Then
sexy in the
in
movie.
Bulletproof,
My type of girl.
I didn't like
right?
Bulletproof.
he was a cop or something like
He
that.
was a-
He was a cop on drugs, right, or some
Yeah,
shit
it
like
was a
that.
drug cop
You
on
know what I'm
drugs.
saying? Like his range of acting was crazy.
So who you
man.
think is a better rapper actor, Tupac or Will Smith?
Will Smith. Come on, bro.
But do
Rapper?
you? But
Nah, you can't
But
say
do
that.
you really
Rapper,
consider Will
actor?
Smith
A rapper?
as was a rapper?
Yeah, the first rapper to get a
Will
Grammy.
Smith was
He's
a
the
rapper.
fir- yeah, he
bro.
was
the
the
first
first
rapper to
Stop
get a
it,
Grammy, bro.
Don't
Really?
shit on Will, bro. Yo,
Rapper?
Will can rap, bro.
Yo, you gotta realize.
I may not like it,
Will
but
was-
Will can rap.
Will was
I
at
think-
the top of his
he
game
can rap,
before
son.
remember, Will was in the game before we was introduced to hip hop.
Like, we
Niggas
talking
wanted
about-
to be Will Smith.
You
that
talking
we
about Will
call
Smith
legends
and the
now.
Jazzy
He was
Jeff
a
era
rapper.
and all that?
Yes,
I'm
that-
assuming that's what y'all.
Yo,
Yeah.
that was
Nah,
his,
he was a
guess.
rapper,
They-
bro.
They was like one of the first.
How many times y'all DJs? How many times y'all play Summertime in the
I
barbecue?
mean, besides that one
Always.
record, Mega Will Smith as a rapper is gonna be a no for me, dog.
No, he was a rapper.
Parents
Yeah,
don't
I'm not
understand
denying- I'm
whether
not
you like
denying
it or
it.
I'm not denying it. I'm just
But
saying I
wasn't digging his
I don't.
music, though.
I look at
I
him
don't
more as
think
of an
y'all was
actor.
really- Y'all was really into that era. Anyway,
Yeah, I wasn't-
'cause
all
All right, so
That's the
what-
thing,
so,
like-
so
Y'all
what
really
about?
not
All right,
into
so
it.
maybe
Y'all
a
don't like
better
it at all.
comparison would be LL Cool J or Tupac.
Well, who's
Come
better?
on,
Who's a
that's
be-
not even Tupac, nigga.
Yeah, that's not
Who's
even-
a better
Wait,
what?
who's
The
better
better
rapper?
comparison
Actor
is
and
Will.
rapper.
No,
Actor
Will's
and
the
rapper.
better comparison because LL.
But,
No,
but I'm not
no,
gonna shit on
no,
L
his-
like that though.
no, his comparison
his
is
role
better.
in Into
Come on,
Deep
bro.
was one of the best.
Yes,
one
it
of the
was.
Best
Yes, it
roles.
was. Very
When he
convincing.
played
Shit on
God.
LL
Come on,
acting.
bro.
No,
man.
when
no,
he-
no. He's
when he played-
Ease is correct. The LL to Tupac comparison is better than Will Smith.
They had
How?
because the
LL
way
lyric.
better than LL, bro.
Who?
Tupac is way better than
But the thing about it,
both?
Tupac,
In both?
Tupac didn't have that much
Bro.
movies for you, so you could to make that comparison.
No,
though.
I'm talking. I'm artistry. I like to see art. And
No, of
Tupac's
course.
art
I'm
and
not.
acting is way better
Of
than
course,
LL,
I mean,
bro.
just keep it real. He was a
Dimensions,
thespian.
he can go different dimensions.
Yeah, but I'm
LL
saying
said-
like
thespian.
he's a thespian. Like he went to school of arts, nigga. Like he
okay,
went-
that's
so
what that
that's what
automatically
makes
makes
him
it better. Then
that
Fuck
don't, hold
it.
on, just because
I'm
you go
just
to a
saying-
school of arts don't mean somebody can't be better than you
Bro,
though.
if I study more art than you study, chances are I'm going to be better at art than
Yo,
you because I studied
somebody,
more than you, bro.
somebody could
Realistic.
be rhyming all his life, but guess what? Some nigga in the hood could just pick up a mic and be better than you.
I don't know. Tupac's a better rapper and actor to me. I don't even they don't even compare.
So
to
you
me.
think he the best actor rapper ever?
No, Will Smith is the best actor rapper. ever.
How did you say that then?
That Will Smith rapper.
Will Smith?
is
Will Smith, as far as acting,
profound.
it's a landslide,
Will
but that
Smith
rapping
brought
shit is a
tears
dub,
to my
bro.
eyes before.
Well,
Dub things.
Only thing I could say is probably because, like y'all just said, we wasn't.
Yes,
I mean, it's a
that's what
debate.
y'all not taking that into account
Yeah,
as a
I
sense
mean, I
of
guess.
yeah. We
But I
all got
I
onto
look at
hip
him
hop
as
in the
an actor.
Biggie era.
We still didn't
He
even
was
include Ice-T.
he stopped rapping before Biggie got popular.
I see the who.
I'm just saying, he's
Nobody.
an actor rapper.
No, he can't.
Nah, he's a good actor,
No,
my
he-
nigga.
he-
Don't do that. He's a good actor.
He was good in
about Will Smith. Will Smith, honestly,
No,
may be
no,
one
of
the
course.
best
No,
black
no,
actors
no.
ever,
I
bro.
agree. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. But what I'm saying, only thing I'm disagreeing with you is the Pac thing. I feel like Pac didn't have enough movies. Of course, we
died too
all
early.
knew he
All
was
right,
a
what
great.
about Ice
he had
Cube?
above
Ice
the rim.
Cube. Ice Cube.
No.
No?
Nah.
As an
SVU is
actor,
not enough for me.
as a, no,
No, you talking about Ice T? He said Ice
Ice
Cube.
Oh, you said Ice Cube. Oh, okay.
Are
Are we there yet? Come on, my bro.
You chose his worst.
Yo, you choosing the worst of the worst.
Yeah, you are.
But as an actor, he hasn't had roles where I was like, yo, he killed it.
Who?
Ice Cube. I don't feel like he killed it in the sense of I feel like he did good. He's not. It's nothing.
I think Tupac, he had more dramatic roles than everybody. So
But
that's
he
why we
played the
feel
black
like
role though. On the other hand, like he
To
always
me,
played
you
that
could
black.
do- you
He
could
played the black.
It's not
dude.
hard being yourself, Tupac.
You could do.
I felt like
you could
Juice
do
was him.
You could do 50.
Yeah,
Facts.
that's a fact.
You could do 50 movies, 50 movie catalog, and one person could do one movie, and he can act way better than you did in that one movie
But
than you did
can't
in all
categorize.
50.
But
That's
yeah,
just- you
It's
could see
based
the
on
art.
based on what comes your way. Also, like Tupac was privileged to be an artist at that time to choose a role.
Yeah.
Like they
Bro,
chose a
acting
role
ain't
for
easy,
it. They
though.
was like, "Yo, we made this
A
role.
role is
and
important,
We want you to act in this movie for us."
An actor's role is important. Like it's like you got to choose.
So-
you got to choose carefully because
But this is what I'm
one
saying.
role can make you or break
But this is
you.
what I'm saying. Like all those other people that did 50 roles, they probably had no choice.
Yeah.
Tupac is Tupac.
That's true.
They're not gonna come to him and be like, "Hey, be a homo." in
Nah,
this
but
movie."
I don't agree with that.
I just
Talking about
analyze the
50,
art.
'Cause
somebody
Will
with a
Smith did it.
catalog with 50,
And he was
50
a nobody.
movies and somebody who has a catalog with one, you could that you need more than one. You can be more than
No,
one.
you don't. You don't. It's not
You
about.
need
It's
more than
not
one.
about. It's not about quantity, bro. It's about quality. You can see the art in somebody. I make it. I can maybe only do one movie, and I don't want to do another movie for the rest of my life. But I can act the shit out of that one movie where I make you cry, I make you feel it, I make you convinced. I do all the things that need to be
But
done. in
one
the
movie can't fully portray your versatility. So it's like the one movie can't fully show a person like it could show a person that you're a good actor, but it can't show you like a versatile great actor. Like just one, you can't make one movie and automatically be up there with Denzel. Like that can't. You have to have
I'm
catalog.
not saying that. I'm not saying that. But somebody could do 50 movies and all of them be mediocre. None of them.
No, I agree.
None of them make me feel anything.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but you can't compare that person who made 50 to that one. You can't. One movie's not enough. I don't
All right,
care what
so
you say.
This
To me,
made
I
me
kinda
think of.
can't.
I know.
Nah,
like,
I can't.
We're gonna like do a little segue. So, what
Wow.
person do you think had the best career in doing music and not even just rap, music and acting?
He said it. Will Smith.
Will Smith. That's a
Will
that's a
Smith
no
is the
brainer.
only one.
That's a no-brainer.
Will
Jamie
Smith and
Foxx,
Jamie
Jamie
Foxx.
Foxx.
He's not a
is
rapper,
up
bro.
there.
He was a
I said-
comedian.
he
A
said
comedian
music.
and
Nigga don't
actor.
listen.
He specifically said music.
Music and acting. Okay.
Listen.
Okay, let's get past that.
I was just I think Jamie Foxx definitely.
I'm still looking at Danger face though.
No, Jamie Foxx came. I feel like he came
He
to
was
music
fucking trash, that's
after
why,
he got popular to.
Let's
after
get to the basis. He was a comedian first,
Yeah.
above all things.
Yo, how y'all feel
That
about
was the
50? 50 Cent.
I don't like him acting.
acting?
Mm-hmm.
If you talk about hood niggas, I'm gonna go Cameron for my. If you talk about, if you
only had
wait,
we
wait,
only had
wait,
one
wait,
good
wait.
one
I'm
good.
sorry. Killer Season was trash, my nigga.
Yeah.
That was horrible acting, my nigga.
No,
Yo, hold on.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
doing
that
that.
was a
My
hood
nigga.
raw classic.
Yo,
That's
my nigga.
wrong.
When the
That
little
bullshit
kid,
was
when
real.
the little
When
girl
he
died, my
pissed
nigga,
when he pissed
when
on
he
the
tried to
little kid?
fake cry, my nigga, that shit was horrible, my
Yo,
nigga.
every actor, every
Don't
rapper
do that.
trying to cry is terrible.
It's horrible.
Bro, that shit
Don't
was a
do that.
raw.
I don't know what they told him to do for. I don't know. You can hear me? Yeah, I don't know what they told him to do for
Paid in full?
For Paid in Full.
Nigga,
but
he knew the whole story.
He
and come
killed
on.
that.
My nigga, he
killed
lived down
that
the block.
Yeah,
from
he
the
lived
real
in
guy.
Harlem. Listen, that's a true story.
But you still have to act. But
it's easy if you
compared
know
to
that
Killer
life.
Season, it was
y'all,
horrible.
Y'all doing that too much. I could live. The movie could be on me. Everything I did in my life, I know every situation, but it's very hard to portray emotion and everything on camera, bro.
But
it doesn't matter where you from.
The
or
role
situation.
is important, though, bro. Like you think
It's important, but
you think
still
Cam
have to portray, bro. You still have to portray.
But
It could
okay,
be about
do
your
you
life
think?
itself.
All right, but do you think Cam would have played a? If you think he would have played AZ? You think he would have played AZ?
I'm not taking away from you that the role was casted for him. That's great. But you still have to be
You have to
able
act
to
it out.
portray on camera.
Like,
Once
yeah.
the camera
You gotta make it believable.
to make
Yeah.
the person behind the camera
Killer
see
Season
and
was not
it's
believable
still
at all,
hard,
bro.
It's not easy.
That's
bro.
why I'm saying I don't know who taught him or who showed him or what he did differently on Paid in Full compared to Killer Season or
But-
anything else he
alright.
did besides Paid in Full,
Let-
because
alright.
that role was
If you
it was
really
great.
think about
It
it,
was
though,
great. But hold
you
on, let
asking
me-
a cocky drug dealer to be like you asking a
Okay,
cocky
cool.
rapper to be a cocky drug
and
dealer.
that's
Okay,
already
it's
the
very
persona.
easy.
That's Cam's persona off
very
the rip.
easy.
Okay, cool. I understand what you're talking about, but Killer Season wasn't far off of that same type of role, and that shit was horrible. my nigga.
because he was feeling himself. He felt like
Fuck
he
out of
won
here!
a,
No,
he
you
won
can't
an
feel
Oscar,
yourself.
bro.
Whatever he did, or whatever the true director made him do
Yeah.
on Paid in Full. It's like, nigga, you got now I could tell whatever you did on Killer Season it was just bad, and I'm mad. Rel just said that was a hood
yeah,
classic.
word.
That
Bro,
is not a hood
honestly,
classic,
you
bro.
bugging.
Killer. I'm not
Killer.
talking about. I'm just talking about.
What?
I'm just talking about raw classics. Camera to Concrete. These kind of things created these web series that you're seeing right now. That's Killer Season, bro. Killer Season is what created that. Straight raw camera to fucking acting in hood areas and all that stuff. That was Killer Season, bro.
But that don't make
Whether
that
you
shit
like
a
it or not,
classic.
that was Killer. I'm not saying that makes it, but
It's
I'm
bad, bro.
It
Nah,
started.
but, all right, say it like that. I'd rather you say it like that than the way you implied the classic, like the shit was fire. And that's why niggas had to
No,
stop you.
to me, at the time, to me, when I was watching that, I never seen no movie like that.
No,
I
no,
never
no.
seen no
I-
raw
okay.
camera to
I
concrete
agree with
shit.
you.
I never
I agree
seen
with
that.
you, but the way you said classic, like the shit was hard, and I'm like, nah.
I'm talking about for the dimension that it was in. Hood classics, no theatrics. It's just niggas trying to act and portray, and it just camera to concrete.
If you want to say raw classic, I'd rather you say state prop than
that's not a
Killer
raw cast.
Season.
Oh
That's not
God!
a
If
raw, that's
Beanie
a-
Siegel can't act either, Lord.
Niggas had some bad acting.
But I ain't gonna lie, yeah, bad acting, but it was a good fucking movie.
You might as well
good.
bring up
It was
all the
good.
shits like fucking what's the other shit with Kevin Hart and thing?
Paper Soldier was
Soldier.
funny as fuck though. That shit was funny.
God.
That shit was
I thought
funny.
y'all was gonna say Soul Plane.
What? Hold on.
I actually
You
like
thought
Soul
Paper
Plane.
Soldier was whack?
trash thing.
That shit
No,
was fucking funny. I'm not even
It
gonna
was
lie to you.
dumb,
That shit
my
was
nigga.
funny.
It was dumb.
It was stupid funny.
It was
stupid
it had a
funny.
tad bit funny to this.
It was stupid
funniness to
funny.
it.
Oh, you gonna keep this thing moving on, man. You could debate
Yo,
about
Hypa
that.
and get to finish
That-
what he was
hey.
trying to.
It's all good though.
We could debate about
Gucci.
that another day. Growing up, what was some of your idols in your childhood, heroes growing up? How you guys have anybody that you looked up to? It could, be family members and stuff like that, but it was anybody in the industry or anybody lifestyle that you looked up to and say, you know what, I want to be like this guy, or I want to, I don't know, portray this guy when I grow up.
You mean as a child?
As a child growing up, yeah.
I was about to say that, like, yo, I didn't really have.
I mean, I love
too
Michael
many.
Jordan, so
Yeah, it's like,
I want to be.
yeah, something
yeah.
like that. But someone you specifically talking about someone that we knew?
Nah,
or-
he's saying anybody.
Somebody,
Oh,
anybody
it
that
could be
you
somebody in the
idolize.
industry,
Yeah,
family.
Yeah.
I'll keep it a buck. I really call me cocky. I looked up to myself. Call it what
Sit
you
your
want,
ass
Nigga,
down.
man.
How you look up to yourself though?
nigga. I looked at myself in the future as a better person.
Boy, bye.
I never looked at nobody. Sound like a fish, but anyway, I never
I
looked.
just wanted to know how that shit work. How you look up to yourself?
I'm keeping it a buck right now. I even when you asked before, I thought about it. I'm like, I never really said, hey, when I grow up, I want to be like this guy, besides
Nah.
my motherfucking self. bro.
Nah, I'm not saying
Nah.
you want to grow up with like somebody
it-
else,
it-
but it's
it-
like this could be like somebody like old
could-
head, like
it
an
could be
OG
somebody that's-
that you look up outside. You be like, you
Nah.
know what? I fuck with this nigga.
Nope.
This nigga looks
never
like he a
looked
real
at none
official
of the
nigga.
dudes outside my block.
No,
I
I'm
looked
just
up to
saying.
no one, bro.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like
I looked
even-
up to my brother for a small second. That's about it.
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, I'm gonna say the reason why I said Michael Jordan growing up, I always felt like because he was so great, it made me believe like if he could be that great at something, whatever I want to do, I could be great at it too. So I looked at him like yo, he's human just like me. He was born like me. He's gonna die like me. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be buried like me. So I always looked at it like, you know what? I want to be able to use that kind of work ethic and passion about whatever he's doing, and sort of like.
That's
So what
what's
I'm
up.
looking for, like
I mean, it sounds good, Hyper, but were you really thinking that when you was like 5, 10 years old?
I
Yeah,
grew up
why
watching
not?
basketball, bro.
Why not?
Okay.
I grew
Yo,
up
leave the
watching-
man answer, dog.
Son, you drinking too much. Bro.
I grew up watching basketball, and you know it's real because I
you ain't
remember
talking to me.
one year when the Knicks beat the Bulls, I cried because I love
Oh, okay,
basketball
okay,
that
okay,
much.
okay.
So it's
Heard
like
you.
that's how I knew. I'm like, nah, son, I must love this guy that much.
I'm not trying to deter you from your answer, but it's like when you're that young, I'm not really like not really.
It don't
thinking-
necessarily have to be when you was a toddler, nigga. I just
it
think
could be
no,
a childhood.
It could be a child,
when
like-
you was
like-
growing
I'm not
up.
somebody-
when I say young, I'm still talking 16, 17 years old too, bro. Yeah.
You can look.
So
at
you can't look up to Jordan when you 16?
I'm not saying you wasn't doing that, but it's whatever.
I guess I see.
How you, when you said what you said, how you feel is how you feel.
So I mean, like Dan, you ain't think like you fucked with somebody more than anybody else though? Like when you was growing up.
I can't think of nobody right now, bro.
He probably didn't have any.
I told
Yeah,
you.
like I really,
I'm keeping it a buck with you.
I like the safe answer to say Jordan, but I really don't have.
That's
somebody-
why I said what I said. I'm like, I could have said Jordan too, but how
Nah,
you feel
but
is
he
how you
was
feel.
really
Nah,
a
that's
Jordan
his
fan.
answer,
How you feel,
though,
how
bro.
you
He's
feel?
a
I mean,
Jordan
I've been a
Yeah,
diehard
he was
Jordan
really
There's
fan.
plenty of
Jordan
people that
fan.
got that same answer, bro. Trust.
I know.
The fizzy.
That's why I didn't say it.
Yeah, I don't really have too many.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Honest
having that same
heroes.
answer though. Like if it's a different thing that he make you believe in.
Yeah,
it's
that's the good part.
And
about
I
it.
think
yeah.
I think that's probably one of the reasons why I also like Kobe Bryant so much.
I felt
He's
like
a-
you like Kobe
he's a
more
image.
than Jordan. Huh?
Splitting image. of Jordan.
It's
Yeah.
I would say Kobe's up there just as much as Jordan because I feel like it's like I'm watching Jordan of today. It
Your
wasn't
era.
like back like compared to when I was a child. Like it's like I'm watching somebody that's literally like reminds me of Jordan, or when I was small. Like damn, he's literally like close to this man. So that's why
I feel like everybody feels that way about Kobe and Jordan, but niggas won't admit it. Like Kobe is a damn near splitting
Yeah, I
image
low
of
key never liked Kobe. I'm be honest.
I mean, you and 1 zillion people,
breaking
bro.
news. Breaking news.
Nah, ain't no breaking news.
The breaking
a
news
lot
for
of people
quicks.
don't like Kobe.
You know what I'm saying? I never
Yeah.
heard him say that.
I never.
I love to hear a Cavs LeBron fan say why they don't like Kobe.
I just. I was one of those people, just like y'all niggas.
I hate
No,
Kobe.
no,
I'm not
but
gonna
why?
say y'all.
Why
like,
though?
You see
I
how
hated
people
Jordan.
hate LeBron? I was that one of those people who was just like, fuck Kobe. I don't like Kobe. Like when Kobe was
No,
playing.
no. We got legit.
Stupid.
Like we don't hate. We ain't even gonna get into that.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
don't
yeah,
you
let's
like
leave that out.
Kobe?
I just don't like Kobe, bro.
Like what? Why?
Just for the
though?
same
Like,
reason
I
niggas
don't
don't
have,
like
like-
LeBron. They don't like
Exactly.
LeBron.
LeBron.
Because he's just that good. Niggas hate him because he's good.
That ain't why
Exactly.
people don't like.
Yo,
LeBron.
y'all try to make up reasons. Oh, I don't like the way he cries. Blah. Who cares? Y'all niggas don't like LeBron.
I got
He's
legit
great.
reasons why.
Get out of here.
I didn't have legit reasons why I hated Jordan, and then I didn't have legit reasons. Only
You hated Jordan?
I hated Jordan
I
because
hated
he
Jordan.
always beat the Knicks. That was the only reason.
Nah, I had a few
A lot of
others.
people
I
hate
don't
him
have
for
a
that
legit
reason.
reason why I hate Kobe. I just don't fucking like Kobe.
I don't like Kobe
So,
neither.
so
I
get
hate
back to
Kobe.
your question. So you never looked up to anybody, or anybody that inspired you?
I'm glad you brought back the topic.
I had like my moms and like people in my family, but besides that, it was just like a male figure. Probably no, I didn't have one.
Nope, me either.
That's cool.
Rello,
What about you?
you're not the Cooper, the boss. You're gonna go. It's your turn.
Yeah,
bro.
like just go.
Yeah, nigga.
You always
Save
pass
me
it
last.
up.
Save me last.
You talk about the topics. Let's go. Part of the topic.
That nigga's a shatty boy.
Talking things.
My
down.
mom's, man.
That's
My
what's
mom's.
up.
Shout out to
Okay.
my mom's. My mom's is basically, she raised me. She had me at a young age. At that time, that was a young age to be having a kid. She had me at a young age. She took care of me. I really never wanted for anything. Anything I ever asked for, I usually got. Even before my pops really came into my life. So, yeah, definitely my mom's is somebody I looked up to.
That's cool. That's
I heard
cool.
you, Jr.
What about? You want to go first, Ease? You want
It
to
don't
go?
matter.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of school or whatever, but I looked up a lot to Malcolm X,
That's what's up.
and I know everybody talks about Martin Luther King, but to me, I didn't see myself being like that, where people push you over and you just turn the other cheek.
I'm on your side, sir.
I was never that type of person, and I like the fact that Malcolm X he basically
House ass nigga.
was like by any means necessary.
means.
Like
Yeah.
by
Try
any
it.
means.
You know
quotes.
what I'm saying? Like, I'm all peaceful, but don't, you know what I mean?
Martin
Use me
Luther
as a-
King wasn't no pushover though. Don't make
Definitely
him seem
wasn't.
like
He
wasn't.
no
He wasn't.
It was a
pushover.
strong. It was.
I mean, I'm just
you had
saying,
to
like,
have
as
a
far
lot
as
of strength.
as far as his
They
message,
fight was different. but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, he was strong, but I'm just saying, like, his message to black people, I think, hurt us more than anything.
Why would you say that?
Nonviolent, and I don't believe in that.
I feel like Martin Luther
Not when
King was a
people are
superhero and Malcolm
Yeah.
X was the vigilante, but they still
I
had
think
the
they both
same-
had the same
they
message.
had the same message,
but they had different avenues for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like Martin Luther King was like, all right, let's not attack and hope they don't kill us, while Malcolm X was like, you attack me, I'm killing you.
Yeah, but I
You know
mean,
what I'm
they both had different people. Like they was following different ideologies. So I mean, you got to remember, Martin was following Mahatma Gandhi, and you had Malcolm X following what's his name? The
Elijah Muhammad.
yeah,
Honorable
or
Elijah.
Shabazz Muhammad, whatever.
Yeah.
That was the other nigga before he was like the main dude.
I just feel like, you know,
so
that's
you gotta
cool.
remember it's two different.
It's easy to be like following a Buddhist that's in India. He ain't getting hit with rocks in the head when he marching across a bridge.
Don't play. I mean, you can't play that. You gotta be. Mahatma Gandhi. I mean, remember they was going at war too, and he chose to fast for because until his people stopped fighting.
To me, that don't make sense.
To you it don't, but I guess to people from India, you know what I mean. Everybody has different ways to fight battles.
Yeah, they
So, you know
different-
what I mean?
yeah,
I'm not
different-
knocking that,
they
but I'm
fight
just
back.
saying, like, Malcolm X was special to me because I saw a lot of, like, I would do everything he did. Like, I'm not going, I want peace for my people, but I ain't going to tell my people to, you know what I'm saying, not fight
Yeah.
back.
And another thing I could say about that though, you know somebody has a mass effect when you have people trying to assassinate you. Mind you, Mahatma Gandhi got assassinated because they felt like
All three of the people we talking about.
that's
did.
what I'm saying.
You
So
know
it's
what I'm
like
saying?
obviously he wasn't like both of those dudes wasn't weak men. None of them were weak men. They
I
just
think-
their approach was different.
I think, honestly, Martin Luther King is, we got a holiday after him because he had chose a peaceful way to deal with it. They don't want to glorify somebody like Malcolm X because he's a rebel.
It's a vigilante, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
they don't imagine a whole country of black people having the mindset of a Malcolm X opposed to a Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
I
but
understand what you're saying, but I don't want to belittle Martin
Martin,
Luther King
but if
I'm
you
not
look at it,
belittling him.
You also got to understand.
Martin
it's
done
his,
more,
it's his,
did
it's
more.
his point of view. So.
yeah.
I'm not belittling him. It's just like you got to understand where I grew up at.
No, I agree.
You know
Like
what I
you
mean?
can't. Yeah, you feel like you can't walk around with nonviolent.
Yeah,
Like,
that
nah.
don't work.
Yeah,
Because
I
what's
get what you're
what's
saying.
going on
Believe
now?
that.
You got
I
you
get what you're
got
saying.
you got people going to school now getting bullied, and then they on some like now
So
they
then
killing
what
themselves.
would you say to the church? The church is nonviolent. They believe in praise. They believe in God's, you know what I mean, God's will.
The
It's
church
same-
ain't nonviolent. What church you talk about?
The church is nonviolent, bro. What you mean?
No,
church
it
believe in
ain't.
church believe in prayer. Church believe in
Love thy
in-
enemy.
And yes, love thy enemy. All those. They
Yeah.
don't believe
Yeah,
in
but
violence.
all
Church
churches
is
don't-
sacred.
All churches don't preach that.
Nah, most of the churches I go to, they believe in nonviolence.
He
bro.
said-
They ain't-
All
They
churches
ain't-
don't, because there's
I ain't
churches
talking
that
no
preach to
sanctimonium
love
shit.
your slave, love your master, and all that shit. Like that was in certain Bibles and all that.
Not no church I go to. You ain't
That's
talking
my
about no
point. Every church got
That's-
different, ideologies.
that's another
Certain
thing. That's
churches
another debate
accept-
for
yeah,
another
that's
day.
a- that's
That's
a
a
different
whole
story.
nother
Yeah,
debate.
but like what I was saying, like Malcolm X, I feel like he was somebody that was going down a bad path, and then he turned his life around, and he wanted to help his people because they like to talk about the fact that he had a criminal past, went to jail, whatever the case may be, and became
who he was. Came Malcolm from jail.
Yeah.
June.
Mine's might be a little different than anybody's. Mine's I say Robert Nesta Marley.
I like that. I like that.
So when stuff like that was going on, I remember
What's it called? The JMP or something like that?
yeah,
And
PMP and JLP.
JLP. It's
Yeah,
like
they was
two
going
political parties
yeah,
in Jamaica.
Yeah, exactly. They was going through it was a big battle. And I remember the prime minister at the time who was PMP. He was a PMP
I think
dude.
that's Robert.
He was white. I know that.
Mander something. They named the airport
What?
after him.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I remember
Which
he
airport
was.
him to come and-
Huh? Oh,
asked him to-
I think it's
he
Montego
asked him
Bay.
to come and
Yeah,
bring
he-
the people together, right?
Nah, yeah, he asked he wanted to make because the tension of Kingston was crazy, so he wanted to like make a free concert.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he wanted Bob Marley to headline. At first, Bob Marley was a little skeptical because he didn't want niggas to think like
He
he
didn't want
was
to
on
fight
one
him.
side.
Yeah.
So he was like, yo, he'll do the concert for the people, but he just wanted everybody to know he was neutral.
Yeah.
But the JBL dude, that party didn't really believe him because they felt like, oh, you're gonna do his concert, and then this is around election time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yo, he's probably they probably looking at it like, you know, Bob Marley's the hottest shit in the world. He's done to do his party, so they probably thinking like he's doing it for clout.
Mm-hmm.
So Bob Marley chose to do it. And I remember 2 days before the
tried to
the
kill him,
free
right?
concert, they ran up in his crib and they shot him.
They
shot him, and then I remember one bullet was lodged in his upper arm to a point where the doctor said like if he could take the bullet out, but if he takes the bullet out, not die, but he wouldn't have fully function of his fingers. And mind you, Bob Marley played all instruments, so he was like, you know what, just keep it in there. He lodged it in. So I keep it lodged in there for his whole life. He just left it in there. And I remember 2 days after he got shot, he still did the free concert.
And then
mind you, this is the reason he got shot is because of that concert. And he still did it 2 days after. Did a free concert with over 80,000 people.
And on the stage, he had both like political party leaders.
Yeah, leaders.
He's holding both their hands up. Like, I'm for him and I'm for both of y'all. So let's unite. And
then it's crazy because after the concert, they was like, "Yo, why do you even do the concert?" And I still remember my uncle told me like what he said, and I even looked at it online. And it's so crazy. He was like, "You know what? I think about it like this." He said, like the people that's trying to make the world worse never take no days off. So how could I? I was like, yo, that's crazy. Somebody just shot me. And I'm
2 days.
Yeah, and in 2 days, and I still make the concert, like the concert that they didn't want me to do.
I watched that on like a history thing about Bob Marley.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that's somebody really fighting for his people. Like that's somebody that really.
I
wants
still
peace.
like that clip where he was getting interviewed and the dude was like, "What makes you rich? Or how you feel about being rich?
You have a lot of money.
Exactly.
You have a lot of this."
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
"That's not my type of rich.
Yeah.
My richness."
He's
is
like,
life.
what do you consider rich?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
And it's
remember.
like, cause
My
I feel
richness
like,
is
especially like musicians, like this is before everybody's time. It's like a lot of people didn't use their platform like to do certain things. And I'm like, with him, like he always talked about his people from Jamaica. He loved his people. And that's somebody like he even put his life on the line to show like, yo, he's not playing. Like a lot of people wouldn't do that. Yo, you shoot somebody out here, they're not doing a free concert. And mind you, at the same place they got shot. And then fast forward to 2 years later, he's the one who arranged the treaty between both parties. And after that, he made another concert called a peace concert. He made another concert called the peace concert, and he had both parties up there, and then he did it in the same town he got shot in. So like, who does that? You don't got a lot of people to do that. You know what I mean?
In America, there was a lot though.
What?
Like celebrities and athletes that did similar stuff, like Muhammad Ali, Harry Belafonte. You had people careers that was ruined.
No, but I understand. But I'm talking about like literally, he got physical harm was done to them. Like I'm talking about, he got shot. Like they ran up in his spot, they shot him.
I went to that crib too when I went to Jamaica.
Yeah, like
they made the crib a museum. I went to that shit.
I would only imagine. But it's like, yo, and then another thing too is like, it's crazy.
On your bucket list.
And it's crazy because it's like, yo, mind you, he's the peak of his career, and you know what he ended up doing? He pulled the MC Hammer before MC Hammer.
What's that?
Like, yo, he took like he could have went on tour by himself or whatever. He took his family. Like he took the whole village was the Wailers. I don't even think y'all realize that.
Yeah.
Like the Wailers was his whole family. Like his whole
know.
family was mobbed. Like it was like 50 people.
Yeah, I know about the word.
His sister owned a lot of land in Africa and Ghana.
Uh-huh.
My homeboy that I work with, he told me his village is close to where she bought a lot of land.
Yeah, like that's why I respect like that. I respect like immense respect for him because it's like, yo, some people always talk about be positive and all that. You can't let the negativity over consume you. But like, that's a man that he lived through it because there's nothing that you think like there's no way I'm thinking positive after I got shot. Like 2 days later, I'm in a concert. Like I'm at a concert with knowing that the same people that shot me. That looking at in my concert, and
fact.
I have them backstage, and I'm telling them I forgive them. Like, you know what I mean? That's a real dude.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I
Love
still
overpowers the hate.
Yeah,
I still think to a lot of situations to this day still through Bob Marley. Like even when you look at like people like J. Cole and stuff, and they just got their dreads and they just letting shit grow, and they being more. All of that comes from Bob Marley, man. That's all about, you know, ignoring society and being, you know, living within your life and living within the happiness of your life and living for the people. So
I feel like that's just the Rasta lifestyle.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely. But a lot of people know that from Bob. You know what I'm saying? That lifestyle's always been around, but a lot of people know that.
You can't mention
from
Bob Marley without mentioning the herbs.
Nah, you definitely can.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't forget the herbs.
We
He
definitely
said
gonna-
that herbs is no chemicals in it. It's a plant. It's God made. It's God given.
That's
It's
a fact.
life.
Smoke the thing.
This
Smoke
is
the thing.
This is quotes.
So we're going to definitely keep moving on. I want to get back into the music thing because that's what we always do. A real debate is the difference between a banger, a club banger, and a hit song. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I could listen to this song," or a lot of people say, "Oh, if I'm in the club, this should be bumping for me," but it's not a song that I could listen to while I'm in my car, in my crib, et cetera, et cetera. How we feel, or what do you guys think is a hit song and a club banger, and what's the difference to y'all? You know, in that field.
Started off, June.
Nah, I'll say the DJs should start it off. I don't know nothing about clubs.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I'm just saying.
Talk about it, Hyper.
I feel like a club banger is like a power hit song. Like you could play it in your car. You could play it like around a group of people. You get that reaction. You get that, like, your adrenaline goes up. Like, to me, like, once you hear banger, you could tell, like,
A club banger you could play in your car.
You could play a club banger. You could play 50 Cent in a club in your car. You could play a 50 Cent in
Yeah, I guess.
Drake Fake Love was a hit song, but are you gonna play Drake Fake Love in your car like that?
What was Fake Love? I don't know what song was out again.
Love for me.
Oh, that shit. I ain't think that shit was popping.
That's a hit song, but I feel like a banger.
That goes off in the club too, though.
It does.
It goes off.
It's
in
a
the club.
banger?
I don't know about anymore, but it did.
It's a
when
bang.
it was. When
Okay,
it was.
so wait, club bangers.
I feel like I was saying, I feel like with a banger, a club banger, like, gives you some type of, like, reaction, or you get like a explosive, like, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to explain.
So what's
but
a hit song?
I feel like a hit song is something that could just basically be climb up the charts and be a number one around a country.
Damn, that's tough because I guess a club banger could be a hit too then. There's no
Yes.
difference.
I mean,
A club banger. To me, a hit song is a club banger. But to me, there's a
Not
difference.
all the time.
Not all the time.
Someone Like You was a hit. That ain't a club banger.
Say that again.
What's that?
By Adele.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's a hit.
Yeah.
All right, Kendrick Lamar, "We Gonna Be All Right." At the time, it was a hit song,
I think it's
but it's not a club banger.
I think it's what song is that?
We
It's a
gonna
hit?
be all right.
It's a hit?
We gonna be all right.
I ain't take that
I
as a
think
hit
certain
though.
artists got
I
the
think it-
cheat code. Like certain
And I think
artists is a hit.
we talking more from the urban perspective because some of these songs they do may play, you know what I'm saying, in the
white club.
Caucasian, in the white club, like we gonna be all right. That may be something that they really, I can see them.
So-
really
That's why
saying.
that's why
I
I
guess-
use that one.
so I guess
That's a hit song.
I guess it's
Yeah.
gonna
But
go.
it's not a club banger because I played it. A couple
Urban.
times.
It's not an urban club banger.
Not a, yeah, I don't think.
I'm saying you got only urban
Once you-
spots.
When you say
No, I'm just-
when you
So
say
that's so.
when you
again,
say
That's all
club
we in though.
when you say club banger, I'm thinking
I don't
like,
go to white clubs, so I don't really. I can't say what's a white club banger.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, how would we define it?
Oh, so you don't really
Yeah,
you don't
no.
DJ white parties and stuff? I'm asking.
I mean, I DJ for different atmosphere, different diversity people, but
Uh-huh.
They're
I
mostly
just-
black.
mostly black, obviously.
90%. The
but
other 10%
I just
is
feel like
everywhere else.
Thought the things.
I just feel like I said, to me, a club banger is where you could either play it anywhere. It could be in your car, it could be in a club, you could be around a group of people, and you get some sort of like reaction. Like, I feel like a hit song, you're not.
Oh, so a club banger is bigger than a hit song to you?
No.
Nah.
There is
Nah.
a difference because a hit
I
song.
feel like-
No, you know what? A hit song could be a R&B slow song. It's a hit,
Like, I
but
feel
it's
like
not a club banger.
a hit song could be a number one song around the country.
A club banger has to
might
have-
not be.
yeah.
A club banger
Okay,
might
yeah,
not be
yeah,
number
yeah.
one around the country.
Yeah, but another
That's
thing
what
too
I'm
with
trying
a
to
club
tell you.
banger, it has to be upbeat. It has to have up tempo.
No,
You don't think
not
so?
No, that's not
Right.
true. No.
I put this.
What's
to
a
you.
slow club banger?
What's the so
LMA
I
boot
put-
up.
I'm about to say that.
Oh, right?
So don't
Right
you
away.
don't you think times have changed
club
where you
banger or a
can
hit
where,
song?
where
It's
you
a
can play
club banger.
certain
Yeah,
songs
it's
you
not a
can
hit
play
song.
It's also a hit song.
You could play certain slow songs in the club right now, and that still ring off. Chicks will be like, yeah, boot up. They'll be singing that drum. You know what I'm saying? It might not be. It might not give you the same vibe. It might not give you the same vibe as something with
do that again, yo.
But you can. You can definitely play some slow songs.
I guess
the club.
I guess you're right. I guess it
nuances
goes back to what
is
I just.
crazy.
I feel like a banger, man. When you hear banger, like.
Honestly,
You could beat me anywhere.
Hold on. Me knowing you, when you say banger, I think you're talking upbeat songs, like shit that's gonna get you hyped.
Yeah, I'm in the barbecue with
that-
Rello like 2-3 weeks ago, and like I told you, I wasn't really fucking with that boot up song. That shit came on,
fire.
and it gave,
You saw the reaction.
and the vibe, the
Females,
women felt,
crazy.
Casanova
So
Don't Run
hard.
is a banger, but is it a hit song?
Nah.
There you go.
That
There you
song,
go. I guess
to me,
it
that
goes
song-
back.
That song is a banger in certain places, like to me.
That's
like,
what he said.
Only certain.
So are we
Yeah.
are we dissecting a white club banger or urban club banger?
No,
I think
So what are we doing? That's what we doing?
we
Don't run a urban club banger in every single club in every single urban club. Don't run as a club banger.
An urban
When
clubs?
it came out, yes.
Nah, yeah.
When it came out.
Yes, bro.
It was.
I think
Yeah,
that song came and went to me already.
It did,
It did,
but
it did.
it did his damage when it came.
Been went, nigga.
I ain't gonna front.
I think we creating way too many like different avenues.
Yeah,
for
it's
this,
a lot
for
of
this
categories.
question. So,
You know
like,
what?
But
when it comes down to it,
is
like
for
a
this.
club banger and a hit is two different things. I feel like a hit reaches more of an audience than a club banger, and it takes a special artist to make a club banger that's a hit.
Okay.
If that makes sense to y'all. So like a club banger could easily be like something like "Try Me" by Dage-Loaf.
Yeah, Dage-Loaf.
You know what I'm saying?
Not anymore, but go ahead.
He you know what he talking about. You
Yeah,
gotta,
he's
it's
bothering you
It's
to
like
say
you
that.
have to.
Okay, you gotta
correct him.
bring up Detroit. He bringing
Danger
up,
has that
So,
effect on
he bringing up Detroit people. That's why.
So
Danger has that effect.
nah, that snuff shit.
I can tell.
You just want to bring up
So-
Detroit people, but it's whatever. Go ahead.
So the Try Me shit, right? Like that was a club banger, but it wasn't a hit. A hit would be something like let me see.
Drake One Dance.
Yeah.
One Dance or the French Montana shit with Sway Lee.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Like shit
Oh, that's
that
a
transcend
fucking hit.
like
I think a hit is basically if you could play
I
on
feel
Hot
like that's a hit
97,
song, too,
105, and Z100.
yeah,
Sway Lee
but
and
like
French
certain
shit,
hits are
that's
so.
That's what he
certain-
said. He said
certain
French
hits-
is a hit.
That's a hit.
But
Certain-
that's a banger too, though. You can play that.
But
It's
that's what
both.
I'm
It's
saying.
both.
What's a hit?
Certain
What's a hit?
songs-
Certain hit songs can be a
become-
bangers, like he said.
Some hit songs become club bangers because it's so like people want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really think certain hit songs should be played in the
So
club.
is it safe to say a hit song can cross all over the country and a club banger cannot
That's-
cross?
That-
'Cause
It
that's-
depends,
that-
though.
It can,
But
but
that's
most likely
that's the
no, it
definition
doesn't.
I'm giving
like
you.
like Pop Champagne. Like that was a
was
club
a
banger.
That was a
club
club
banger.
banger.
That wasn't a hit.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm
Hate
saying?
that song now.
That
that's what I'm
was,
trying
that
to
was
say.
I feel like that was only a club banger in the
But
urban community.
ballin', that was a hit song that was in the club.
That was a club banger.
Yeah, that was a club banger. That was not a hit.
That was a hit.
That was a hit song.
That
I
was
think
a
that was a
hit
hit
Yeah, it was on top
I'll
of the
say
chart.
why it's a
my
club
nigga.
banger because every club, no matter white or black or nigga, I know for a fact every time bowling came, everybody.
So
hand
that was a
up.
club banger.
That
That was a
hit.
club
That's a club
banger.
banger.
Huh?
That's a hit.
Yeah, that's a
that
hit.
became
Club
a club
Yeah.
banger.
So you know that topic
Okay.
could go. I forgot what they call that shit. You know those two ovals that I mean those two circles that intertwine with each other.
And that falls into that
Yeah,
little
that
piece.
middle.
Yeah.
What's that shit called again? Yo, I'm old.
Some school shit.
What's
I
that
don't
shit
know.
called? I
That's
don't- I
some
forgot
school
what's
shit.
it
He the
called.
school nigga at the table.
Yeah.
I only got my
I know what you
bachelor's.
mean, but
He got like masters.
so
got jokes.
let's go around the table.
Nah, I think we all spoke already,
Yeah,
bro.
we spoke. Everybody's
Yeah, I
Okay,
think-
so yeah, I agree.
Nah,
With
It's no,
mine.
It's hard to. It's really hard
It's
to
hard?
dissect that. Like it's
Okay.
really hard.
I feel
I
like
just feel
time
like
changes,
certain
man.
songs got that it factor where it's a hit and then it becomes a club banger like a Millie.
I think
Millie was a club
I
banger
think
that
it's-
became a hit because
I think it's the other way
made it?
around. I
Maybe.
think there's club bangers that become hits or something like more so than a hit song.
Nah, I think it's more.
It
It
could go-
could happen
yo.
that way, but I think it's more vice versa.
It could go
I
any
think it's more of a
direction,
hit
yo.
that becomes a club banger.
because it's easier that
It's
way.
easier that way. Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? Like Hot Nigga. That song, I don't think it was meant to be a club banger.
I don't think it meant to be a
It
hit.
meant to be a
It's
hit.
a hit
either.
though. That's a hit.
That's
But
a
it
that's
became
a
a-
perfect
it
that's a
became
perfect
a hit.
example.
It
Or
became-
Panda. Panda was a
Yeah.
hit.
Yes,
Yeah.
A hit for no
but
goddamn reason.
and a banger
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, and a club banger.
I
That was a
don't
hit.
think that song deserved to be a hit, but it was.
It was
I-
a hit.
That was a good song though.
That's-
I liked it.
That was kind of disrespectful, but it was
Rowdy.
a hit.
I'm calling how I see it.
Free
How I
Rowdy,
think it.
free Rowdy.
Free GS9, man.
Nigga, where'd that come from? We were talking about Panda.
No,
what I
you
was
talking
talking
about Panda or
I was talking about Panda.
He
No,
said
Oh,
I,
you
Panda.
talking
I
about
fuck with
Panda.
that.
Well,
I
I brought up Hot Niggas. So
I thought you talking
no,
about Hot
no,
Nigga.
That song is
He
fire.
said he don't think Panda should.
Panda should have been a hit. I think that song is very mediocre.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Let's be
think.
clear.
I think the
I think
second
niggas done got
the
tired of
second I
Dane-Ja,
heard
so
it, I
they
said,
just left it.
Nah, these two niggas been going at it the whole time.
the second
Nah,
I
what
heard
he
it, the second I heard
Y'all two niggas been
Nah,
going at
wait,
it.
what he said. I need
He's
to hear
ain't
it.
fuck with Danger. Danger since he said, "I'll snuff you, man."
No.
Niggas done tired of that
Wait,
nigga.
wait.
So they just
What's
curve.
that now?
Wait, so niggas don't say snuff no more?
Nah,
Nah,
that's
you-
that's
Nigga,
a
you're not supposed to say
blown
snuff
dub,
to,
bro.
to
your
me.
boy.
Old
What?
school.
You ain't supposed to say snuff nothing. Like no
To-
physical altercation
It's
with
like
your man.
you said
that ain't
niggas
the way
get
you
snuff for
promoted
that.
it.
So you could say so basically anybody could take it as like, what you gonna snuff me?
Yeah, nigga.
Stop
With
saying
the shit,
snuff. Stop saying snuff.
you're not,
Nobody
Danger.
use that word, bro. Nobody
Yo,
use that
easy. After this, we can fight, my nigga. I ain't gonna fuck.
Nobody.
That niggas is
Nobody-
That's how you want to
I
end
got
your night.
job, nigga. I don't know if that's how you want to end your night, but it's all
That's how
good.
you
though.
want to end your night.
Let's talk about
Anyway,
Talk about
Yeah.
something else, man.
So we definitely gonna keep this thing.
If I was
Keep this thing in
See?
full motion. We're gonna move to our last segment of the night, which will always be and will continue to be flop or pizza.
Peasy.
Yes, sir. I want to start it off with Kanye West and Kid Cudi's album. I hope you all heard it. If you not have heard
So
it,
what the fuck is Junior laughing at, son?
it's beef at the table right now.
No, I'm not ambushing. I'm just laughing.
Why you laughing?
I know why I laugh. When shit get funny, I laugh. You know why I'm laughing.
All right, when
Kanye
is the
West
next
and Kid
episode,
Cudi.
I'm gonna amp your shit too, nigga.
You can do whatever.
All right, go ahead.
Kanye West and Kid Cudi album. Hypa, how you feel about it?
Kid Cudi. He had an album out?
Kanye West and Kid Cudi has a collabo album.
Shit flop for me.
Flop? Sheesh.
Yeah.
I liked it. Surprisingly, I liked it. It's a pop for me.
I at first listen, I liked it, and then after a while, I just got boring of. I got bored of that shit. Y'all be honest with you, the shit sound like a Kid Cudi album featuring Kanye West, and the shit sound. I'm like, shit sounded good on the first listen, and they only. I think the whole good music is just promoting 7 songs per album.
That's
so,
what I peep.
Yeah, I
but
heard.
after the first listen, I listened to the second time. I'm like, all right, I'm kind of it's all right. Then on the third listen, I was like, yeah, I don't think I could listen to it a fourth time. But I still listened to it a fourth time. I was like, all right, I'm done. This is just not really for me.
Yeah, I think that's forcing it. If
Yeah,
you
it
going to
just-
4 and you ain't feeling it,
Because
Like,
it's so
alright.
because it's so short, you can listen to it in four
Yeah.
four
I told you.
times
Yeah.
in 2
7
hours.
Johns is
Yeah.
an easy listen.
Easy
So
listen.
so after the fourth time, I was like, it's a dub for me.
So what this nigga laughing at?
Junior, you gotta stop drinking.
Why you making it hot, son?
Because you're the
That
only
obvious,
one laughing, nigga. Niggas is talking
Yo,
and you laughing, bro.
The nigga who, like, the nigga,
Yo,
Yo,
Rel, go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
the
definitely.
person who's supposed to know why I'm laughing knows why I'm laughing. That's why.
I think it was a pop. Kid Cudi and Kanye West album to me is a pop. I'm loving this whole good music wave. I'm loving the short albums. I'm loving everything. I know they say Saha is supposed to come out with another project with seven songs on it. So I'm feeling this good music wave. I'm fully ready. Tiana, where your shit at?
I think
I'm
I
ready
should
for
come out
gun.
this week. I heard somebody online saying, "Oh, yo, her shit sound fire." I'm like, where the fuck did you listen
I'm
to it
ready
already?
for it. It's a pop for me. Drew?
I'm gonna keep it on the positive first. I'm be like, you know
No
what?
positive.
I'm happy.
Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck.
I'm happy at
No,
7.
no.
I'm happy at 7 tracks. 'Cause that's 30 minutes I can't get back in my life.
Knowing you, bro,
Alright,
you,
so it's a
sound
flop
a,
for
you
you.
sound a
It's a
man
flop for you.
centered right now, bro.
What?
Pop a
I
flop,
mean, see,
E.
this is what they meant by niggas don't listen.
You said flop, right?
Yeah, I said.
You know, he said
So-
you're gonna keep it on a positive note.
Yeah, I said, yo, it's 7. I'm happy at 7. I'm happy at 7 songs because that's 30 minutes I can't get back in my life. You see, you
Fair
don't
enough.
listen. Niggas don't listen.
Next.
Pop a flop, Ease.
I ain't here yet. I'm gonna be honest.
Alrighty.
Don't waste 30 minutes of your time.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm telling you.
You gotta let
That's
the
my
man make
opinion.
his
That's
own
my
judgment.
opinion.
That's OD.
That's my opinion.
Moving on.
Sorry,
LeBron
Cuddy.
James will leave Cleveland this year. Pop a flop.
Pop.
I'm gonna say he stay.
He's there?
Yeah.
Ooh, pop.
So with that's a pop.
Yes,
Yeah,
pop.
pop.
I think he's gonna pop too, because I feel like regardless of what he do, he gonna get crucified for it. He stayed, they're gonna be like, you stupid. He leave, they're gonna say, wow, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
He's gonna stay.
So
Quicks.
So wait, leaving is a pop.
LeBron James will
No,
leave.
no,
No,
no.
stay
If he
is
stay
pop.
pop, leave flop.
Flop.
you think he's gonna leave?
Yeah,
Yeah,
nigga, LeBron
big time
chased-
flop. LeBron is
chasing
out of
rings.
there.
Oh
June.
shit.
Nah, that's a tough one. You know what? I'm gonna go. What I hope. I hope he stays. So I think he stays.
All right. Easy.
He out of here.
Flop.
Word.
Yeah, I think
Well,
he leaving
that
because
nigga-
his son got
The
accepted
way
to some
he
school in
left,
Cali.
the way he left the court tells me like he always give niggas that, even when he lost before.
His
He
hand
was
was,
tight.
his hand was broke.
He did get.
Word. I
Nah,
don't know if
nah,
y'all
nah,
peep.
nah, nah,
No,
we not doing that,
I don't know if
we
you
not
peep.
doing that,
You
we not
peep
doing
how he
that.
gave.
Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
with his
And
left
I don't know if you peep how he gave his son dap, like he did it mad softly. His hand was
All right,
hurt.
moving on. Pusha T has won the battle. Papa flop.
Why we even talking about
Hypa.
this? We said this last week.
Come on, nigga. Landslide. Nah, I won't say landslide. I'm lying.
Yo, this
Papa
nigga
flop.
said he don't want to talk about Drake, but he talking about Pusha T. Like, come on, bro.
I won't say landslide because W was dope.
Papa flop, man.
He won.
Papa
He won.
flop.
He won.
You seem like you want to say something, bro.
He won.
Yo, this nigga Judy is.
I be wanting to go in, but I be
So
trying-
go, nigga.
Nah,
What's the
nah,
problem?
I don't got time to argue with niggas. Yo, Danger, go ahead. Papa flop.
Ain't this the whole point of this shit, though?
No, it's not. Not
are you
when
talking
niggas-
about?
Not when niggas
Nigga
being
want
annoying.
that.
Danger, go ahead.
Nigga Judy one of these spicy, son. Nah, that's a pop, bro. He bodied him. Son.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, only because he ain't.
I'm sorry.
Only because he ain't come back.
All right,
But he
we gonna sip quick because we know his answer already.
That's
I
a
say
pass.
Pop.
Fuck
I say
you.
Pop. You said you talked about it last week, so you ain't got nothing to talk about, right?
Yo, this nigga
I
said
say
we're
so
not
Pop.
talking about Drake this week.
Okay, we are. Do you want to talk or not? If you want to talk about it, or you say you talked about it last week, now
I mean,
you don't want to talk
honestly,
about
pass.
it. Let's
Ain't
move
nothing
on.
to
All
talk about now.
Exactly why I'll pass your ass, nigga.
Hold on, it's really nothing to
It's a
talk
pop.
about,
It's
but
nothing to talk about.
they still relevant though. I ain't gonna hold you.
It don't matter.
It's okay.
It's
Like,
still
bro,
been
bro.
relevant, but we gonna keep moving.
If
I
the
say it's a
nigga
pop.
don't- If
Shut
the
your
nigga
ass.
don't come up with another record,
Kiss
yeah,
my
I guess he
dick.
won.
Hey, yo. See? Now
Who's
we're
that?
fighting words at the
Out
table.
of hand.
I hear that one.
What you say?
I don't give a fuck. Keep it moving.
Niggas on that energy today, huh?
Yeah, the energy's up.
Catch it after.
It's up. It's up.
Got the boxing gloves in the fucking trunk.
So what was the question again?
Pusha T
cares?
won,
Pusha
bro.
T won the
Who
album.
won
Pusha T won the battle.
Won the
Yes,
album.
Papa flop.
Yeah, that's a pop.
All right.
Pusha one.
Lil Wayne supposedly out of his deal.
Flop,
Has an album coming out pretty soon. Papa flop. You waiting on it? Yes or no?
No.
Flop work.
I don't really give a fuck.
I say pop. I'm curious. I say pop. I'm curious.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
What was the question?
I said pop. Lil Wayne supposedly out of his deal. Has an album coming out soon. Papa flop. You interested in that?
Nah, it's over for Wayne.
Flop.
I feel like it's over too. I ain't gonna hold you.
That there is Ali Similar Podcast, episode number 10, and we are out of here.
Yes, sir.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
The Oddly Similar Podcast.